Hello everyone, in this video I'll be showing you how to make this beautiful Zahra cap. I want to use this opportunity to thank my old and new subscribers. Thank you for the likes, thank you for the shares, thank you for the comments. I really appreciate. If you are yet to subscribe, please consider doing so. This tutorial I used 3 lines of ashoke for it. My ashoke is by 75. Materials needed are thick wooden ashoke, Velcro, Velcro or magic gum, measuring tape, hand needle and a matching thread, pins, chalk, scissors and your ruler. Next, I'll be cutting out 3 29 inches lines of ashoke. 1, 2, 3. I have joined them together. Okay, cut them out and go ahead and join them together. Next, I'll be folding in the 2 edges. I have folded this side, you can see, so I'll be folding it towards the wrong side. I will fold in 1/4 inch twice, 1, 2, and I'll take to my sewing machine and I'll sew. This is it after folding in 1/4 inch on both sides. I have 28 inches left. Next, I'll turn to the wrong side and I'll cut out my marco. The measurement for my marco is 2.5 inches by 18 inches. Okay, so next I'll fold this in half and mark the middle. Okay, this is it. I'll be repeating the same thing on my marco. I'll fold in half and mark the middle. Okay, this is it. I'll be placing it like this, you can see. Then I will take it and place like this. I'll hold with pin. Next, I'll take to the sewing machine and I will sew from here to here. This is it after sewing it. Next, I'll turn to the right side. Okay, next I'll be folding in here like this, you can see, to hide the sewn part. Okay, and I will turn to the wrong side, you can see. Okay, next I'll be sewing these two together to keep them in place. Okay, your needle will pass through the point it's coming out from. Okay, when I'm picking just this. I'm not picking here, I'm just picking just these two. Okay, when I get to where the marco is, I will not be picking the marco, I will just be picking the ashoke fabric. Okay, I will continue like that till I get to the end. You can see the thread is not even that visible. Next, I will be placing my Velcro on this part. Next, I will get my Velcro or magic gum and measure and cut out 4.5 inches. Okay, next I'll open up my Velcro or magic gum. Okay, I'll be placing the soft part of the Velcro on this side and the harsh part at the front here, you can see. So I'll hold with pin. You can see where I placed it. Then I will take to my sewing machine and I'll sew the edges of the Velcro. You can see like this, like this, like this, like this. I'll be repeating the same thing here. This is it. After sewing them, you can see. Okay. For the design at the front, I have already cut out what I need. Okay. To know the measurement to cut out, you first get your wadding or your felt. You fold in 1/2 inch. Then you start rolling. You can see. You start rolling it tightly until it gets to your desired size. And when it gets to your desired size, you will mark it. Then you use your measuring tape. Okay. Then you measure out whatever you get. You use the same measurement and mark it. You mark whatever you have by 19 inches. For me, I'm using 9.5 inches by 19 inches. You can see. Okay. So you'll be cutting out your desired width by 19 inches. The length is 19 inches. Okay. Then I'll fold in 1/2 inch and start rolling tightly. As you roll, you sew with your needle and your thread. Okay, when I get to the end, I will knot my thread. Okay, this is it. Next, I'll set aside. Next, I will cut out one line of ashoke by 23 inches. Okay, so next I'll come here and I'll measure 1.5 inch and mark it. Then from the 1.5 inch, I'll go in by 7 inches and I'll mark it. Okay, this is it. Next, from where I mark the 1.5 inch, I'll go up by 1 inch and I will mark. Okay, this is it. Then next, I'll get my wadding and I'll be placing it on the 1.5 inch mark. You can see. Then I'll slant it to the 1 inch upwards. You can see, and slant it down to the 7 inches. You can see. Okay, you can see the way I placed it. I slanted it. Okay. First, I will tack here. You can see here the 1 inch. I will just take it, place on my wadding and tack with my needle and thread to keep it in place. Then I'll start wrapping my wadding with my ashoke. Okay, I'll wrap it tightly. Okay, as I wrap, I'll hold with pin. You can see what I'm doing. ensure not to have any gap when working. If there is any opening, just pull it down so it will close up. Then I'll hold with pin. And I'll continue wrapping till I get to the end. Okay, this is it. Next, determine the part that you want to be the front. Okay, I want here to be the front, so I'll place it like this. I'll press the two edges. Okay, I'll come to the two edges from where the warden stops. I'll measure 1 inch, then I'll fold in the remaining parts. Okay, I'll repeat the same thing on this side. Okay, after folding them in, next I'll take to my sewing machine and I'll top stitch on them. This is it after top stitching on them. Next, you can remove the pins. Okay, this is it. Next is to attach it to my Zahra cap. Okay, next, this is the front part. Okay, I'll be placing this in between where the marco stopped and where the Velcro starts. You can see I'll just place it in between and I'll take to my sewing machine and I'll sew. I'll repeat the same thing on this side. This is it after sewing it to my Zahra cap. You can see. Next, I'll close my Zahra cap. This opening here, I'll just drag it back and I'll tack it behind. This is it. You can decide to glue it to your Zahra cap, but I don't think I will be doing that. I don't need to, since this is tight on it. Look at it, you can see. So I'll just leave it like that. Okay, next I'll turn to the wrong side. And I'll sew after the band. I'll sew after the band. I'll close up the opening. Okay, this is it after sewing it. Next, I'll come from here. You can see from where I sewed. I'll come in by 4 inches. I'll mark it so you can see what I'm doing. Then I'll come down by 4 inches. You can see. Then I'll curve it. Okay, you can see. Then I'll be making a running stitch after the band. You can see. Then I will gather it. Okay, this is it. I'll turn to the right side. You can see. Next is to make my design at the back. Next, I'll cut out 3 19 inches. You can see I have joined them together. I'll cut out another 3 inches and join them together. You can see. Then I'll place them like this. Come to the side here and mark 3 inches for turning it inside out after sewing it. Okay, you can see I have sewn it already. I sewed from here all the way to here. Okay, this is the opening. I'll be turning it inside out. Don't forget to trim out a little of the excess fabrics at the 4 corners to give you sharp edges. I forgot to do mine. Be careful while doing it so you don't cut out your sewn part. Okay, this is it. Then take to your sewing machine and close up here. Okay, you can see I have sewn the opening. Next, I'll be turning it like this. Then I'll fold like this and mark the middle. Okay, I'll repeat the same thing down here. Okay, next I'll start forming my plate. I'll form my plate from here to here. Okay, I'll be folding in 1.5 inch. Okay, you can see. Okay, you can see. Then I'll start forming my plate. Okay, this is it. Then I'll stitch it middle to middle. You can see. Okay, next I'll be extending my plates. Okay, next I'll take the first 2 plates. I'll be placing one on top of the other one. You can see. Now pin them together. Okay, and I'll come here. I'll repeat the same thing. Okay, next I'll take to the sewing machine and I'll sew from here to here and from here to here. This is it after sewing them. Then next, you see, this is the middle. From the middle I'll come out by 3 inches. You can see, around 3 inches. Then I'll start curving my plate. You can see what I'm doing. 3 inches from the middle, I'll start curving my plate. The next one I'll hold on to it again. You can see what I'm doing. Okay, I'll continue like that. Just continue to arrange them till you get your desired look. Okay, next we just come here. I'll just tack here down under here. You can see I don't want it to be popping out like this. I'll just tack it at the back here. I'll repeat the same thing here. Remember, you tack it in a way that the thread will not come out at the top. I'll repeat the same thing here. Okay, this is it. Okay, next I'll be tacking it like this. You can see I'll be tacking it on my band, my Zahra Cap band. I'll be tacking it 1 inch from the edge here to where my Velcro or magic gum ends. You can tack it any place you want. I'll try as much as possible to keep my thread hidden. Okay, this is it. You can see. Thank you for watching.